Hello friends and welcome to my YouTube channel Simply Stocks, and today I'm going to talk about Lupin, one of the pharma companies that is a marquee name in the pharmaceutical industry. So let's understand how the results went and how the stock is performing at the moment and what you can do going ahead. So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation. People taking any position into any share that I talk about should do that with their own due diligence and research. And I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. Now about Lupin Limited. This was established in 1968, so around a 50-year-old company, and they provide pharmaceutical drugs to people all across the globe. It is one of the largest API and formulation company from India and which exports abroad. So it finds in the same league as Aurobindo Pharma, Sun Pharma, Dr. Reddy's, and so on and so forth. They export around the globe, including US and Europe, and there have been many US FDA skirmishes that took place during 2017 till early part of this year. But now it has come out of all that and is performing much better at the moment. When we look at the results, we'll see that. So if we look at the results and spend some time over this, the sales improved around, you could say around 10% or so, 9 to 10% or so. The profit, although there was a loss of 124 crores versus a profit of 268 crores, and this is where I believe the change has taken place, and people might think that the company has gone into losses this year, but it's not quite like this, because the exceptional was a one-time loss of 547 crores, and this was due to you could say a lawsuit settlement in which they paid a fine of 380 crore. This is converted into Indian rupees on current dollar value. They actually paid something like just over $50 million to the company. So this to settle the lawsuit. So around 380 crores went in that way, and more of it, there were other one-offs that accumulated to around 547 crores. Hence, if we take that out, then the profit of the company would have been around 457 crores versus 268, as I just mentioned, or 260, just over 266 in the second quarter, which is exceptional, which is nearly a growth of, you would say, 85 to 90% over last year. So the company has come out of, you can say, the mire of have producing very low digit profit growth. And as they have mentioned earlier that FY20 and 21 would be very big, it is turning out to be big, and that is why the stock is not quite at 52-week lows, but is nicely poised to break out of that 780 720 range. I'll talk about the technicals later on in this presentation. So this stock Lupin, after what has happened with the Aurobindo Pharma and what has happened with Sun Pharma, Lupin is coming out to be, or emerging out to be, one of the favorites for investors from the Indian pharmaceutical industry, and is emerging out to be a leader in this pack in terms of profitability growth over the next 2 to 3 years. If we look at the technicals of the company or the charts, there's strong support at the 725 730 levels. Currently the stock is perched at around 750 rupees. The major breakout is expected above 785 790 levels, and once it takes that out, we could even see 900 levels on Lupin. And if you look at the long-term chart, you'll see that. So it is going through a consolidation. Probably this consolidation will last for another 3 to 4 months, and the stock would trade between 730 on the lower side and 770 on the upper side. But whenever the breakout comes above 785 790, we could see a major breakout of at least 15% 20% breakout from this range, and we could see 900 or even 970 980 levels, close to 1000 levels. May not touch 1000, but it could go very close to thousand levels. Right now it is going through consolidation, and this is one thing through which I can understand that the consolidation has been pretty firm is the moving averages, because all daily moving averages is around this band of 745 to 760 or so, and so, or 730 and so on and so forth. And this has been the range of the stock over the last 3 4 months. So this is a clear sign of narrow range consolidation that is taking place, and we could see a breakout or a breakdown even from these levels very soon. So just look out for that. If there is some bad news that would come in, then we could see a breakdown on the stock chart as well, although at the moment the charts look very strong. So you could put a long-term stop loss at 700 and buy this stock, uh, and on a short term basis 725 730 would be a very good stop to keep at, and look at levels of 890 and then 970 980 in the coming few months. But you need to take into consideration a couple of things, that the sector has already has its run between 2011 to 2014 15, as well as at the moment the sector is under pressure. So there is no guarantee that Lupin, which has come out of lot of US FDA issues, might not be facing more issues later on, and there could be anything that could come out of the blue from the US FDA. So the sector is always under pressure, and you could see that happening with any stock after what has gone on with Aurobindo Pharma and Sun Pharma, Cipla, etc. So there is no certainty, and this is where the investors are scared and not investing big, and that is why the return ratios, or I would say the PE ratio, is declining for all pharma companies from being at 40 45 times. They are now trading at between 18 to 24 25 times at best. So what needs to be done? In my opinion, you can buy for a long term, and by long term I mean between 7 to 10 years, and not even 4 5 years, because you could see really big volatility over 3 to 5 years, because anything can happen with US FDA things and so on and so forth. It could happen in the next 3 years, it could happen in the last 3 years of this 7 to 10 year period that I'm talking about. So buy gradually if you like pharma into Lupin or Cipla or such stocks, but I avoid because I don't understand the business inside out. I do understand what are APIs and formulations and so on and so forth, but what exactly goes into the product and how they sell it and so on, so for how the nods of US FDA are got from them, and what are these issues of Form 483 and so, and all these things. This is from a normal investor point of view is beyond, and that is why I avoid such sectors. I look at companies where I can understand as to how the product is made and it is sold and the cash is coming in. That is a more understandable business to invest in. But if you are investing in it, hold and keep track of global events, keep track of what USFDA is doing, and have at least a 5 year view, preferably between 7 to 10 years, and you'll get good 18 20% return easily into it. It is less volatile than infrastructure, capital goods, or other such kind of companies. So this was my video on Lupin Limited. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so that you can get my videos straight away when I post it. Thanks a lot for watching.